Okay, see here, I didn't mention any exception, final exceptions. Just try to use it. It's not at all going to this exception. Why? Because this the argument null exception means it is related to argument null exceptions. Means if you any argument with null exception, null values to providing, that time it will exception. This exception will like that. That's why ours divided by 0 exception is not going to this particular section. It is staying there only. Okay. Suppose how we can avoid means that time definitely we need to give. First we need to give what exception we are expecting first. Just like I am expecting divided by 0 exception. If I is not executed that one, we need to go to exceptions class. What's the meaning of that one is? I told you exceptions is just like smart level, sub level. These are final exceptions. Under the exceptions we have different exceptions. First we are going to check this one. Is this exception also not there means we will go to this exception, sub level, again sub level, finally we will go to check this one. That's why every time keep exception class down, just like this one. Okay, now just I'm going to run once again. (10) I got exception and it will to directly exception block, catch exception. Okay, one more thing keep in mind. This is very important question. See, suppose this is my final exception. I got this here. I try to put first exception only my exception. Automatically it will throw error. It will compile that. Why? Because this is my parent exception. Means final. These are the child exceptions. What is the meaning of this? First of all, I will check in child. If not there means I will go to parent. But if I given directly parent means what is the use of this one? No need. See, just like how it means normally students having just like class. Oh, I need to know some my final marks. First of all, I ask all my class students, means teachers. Finally, I will go to HOD. Just like here also, first I will check my all exception classes. If not there, I will go to finally my exception class. It will direct where you need to go. Like this. That's why first it's not possible to put exception class. But only we can, otherwise one more way, only we can put that exception only. Like this we can put, otherwise small miss sub exceptions we need to put top. Now see once again I will compile. Just compile it. It's executing. Okay. This came to finally block. Why? Because no exception. Okay. Now that's why keep in mind what's your main exception. Keep that one is down. Okay. Now one more example. Just I'm creating so many examples. Exceptions I given. Divided by 0, arithmetic exceptions, and system exceptions, and exceptions. Okay. Finally, see this arithmetic exceptions and divided by exceptions also again child and parent relationship. Suppose I try to give arithmetic exceptions above, it will divide by exceptions, it will throw error. Why? Because system arithmetic divided by 0 exception is the first, again it will jump to child parent as a arithmetic exception. If you want to know that one, just click on divided by 0 plus F12 divided by 0, it is my child. Again parent was arithmetic exception. Again if you click arithmetic exceptions, it will go to some system exceptions. Arithmetic parent was system exception. System to again exceptions. Means directly it is not possible to use parent class. We can use subclasses. Okay. Assume it each and every having some their own exception classes. See, these are system exceptions classes, and also if you go to this, don't confuse. These are not already how you created classes. The same classes under the classes. These are the methods only. But if you got error, it will come to exception class and it will find this message. Okay. Now multiple catches we can use, but Catches also, order of catches is matter of C#. Means we need to mention proper order. If you not mention proper order, it will throw compile time error, not only error runtime, compile time error only it will throw. Okay. Now one more thing. Now here argument null exceptions I am commenting as of now. Now I am raising divided by 0 exception. Okay, I am putting breakpoint in all. Okay, I kept. These are the my flow divided by to arithmetic use system to exceptions. Now if I got any exceptions, which class it will go first? Okay, if I raise divided by 0 exception means definitely it will go to divided by 0. Afterwards it will try to go exceptions. Wait, just like 10 0. Came to first divided by 0. Now F11. It's not at all going to next level of acceptance catches. Why? Because catch blocks will execute only once. Once suppose I mention 100 catch blocks also one by one. It will not go to one by one. It will go to only one catch block. Finally, it will go to final block. How it will have only one try catch means try. Afterwards, it will go to catch. If you have catch any exception, if you don't have exceptions, it will go to final. Okay. If you have multiple catch, see suppose this divided by 0 exceptions. If you keep this one also divided by 0 exception, it will go. If I remove this one, it will go to here. If I remove here, it will go to here. If I remove this one, final exception it will go. Yeah. But it will not execute one by one. It will go to only once only. But if I hide it, I'm saying normally if I mention like this divided by 0, like this if I mention all exceptions, if I got divided by 0 exceptions, first it will preference was this one divided by 0. After second print arithmetic like this. Suppose if I hided this one, if I commented this one or removed this one, it will go to here. If I remove this one, it will go to here. It will go to here. But if I kept, it will not go to next level. Only one catch back it will execute. That's it. Okay. You understood the exceptions? Now we understood try, catch, finally. Now we can go to throw. As of now, this code I did in same block only. Okay. Now I am uncommenting this one. I created one more class in down. Here observe it. This is one more class, public class data. In this I have one method, just like add int a into b. Okay. Add is one method, int a into b I am passing. I am doing operation, division operation here. Afterwards I am returning the data. Suppose if you got exception in particular class means main class means we are handling the exceptions. But this is my second. As of now I said this part means I got exception in main class only. I am handling them. Suppose I got in class 2 or class 3, class level or class 4 level. If I got exceptions, what I need means we can write errors in same class or same class we can write errors. Otherwise we can throw bad exceptions. Just like we are throwing the bad. That's keyword called throw. If you got exception here, I am throwing exceptions. But what I did here previously, console.write line error message I am writing. Here I am writing direct exceptions. What I am doing here, just like I am throwing back to exceptions. How it will be, just see. Here in main class I created an object for my class. I am sending the data and returning back. Now see. I am giving 10 and 0. Okay. Input breakpoint, that's why it is not here. Okay, this came to here. F11 try. In try I got exceptions, it's go to catch block. Here what I'm doing, in throw I'm doing throw. Automatically came to my main block and it will came to again my catch. Here I can do my operations. Each say suppose here also I have catch block. Here also have catch block. Here also catch block. Here also catch block. So many catch blocks. What we are doing, we need to write the data into this line. Separately we are writing into notepad. Instead of writing notepad in every class, we are writing all related to writing notepad, reading the files and all. We are keeping all the code here. If we got any exception, I am pushing into here. If I got exception here too, again here. Means what is the file reading, writing and where I got exceptions and all the code I kept here. If I got any exception, just I am throwing back. Here I am doing my operation to write notepad. Notepad writing and all, it will take almost 4 to 5 lines. Each 5 to lines code here, it writing very bad. It will take time. Suppose I change my error log file name, means I need to go change like this different places. Instead of like this, we are pushing to back and we are giving that. That's why we are by using throw we can do we can achieve that one. Throw nothing but if we went to chain classes or sub chain classes, we can back the main classes the exception and we can write the exception into main class. That's the use of throw. Okay. This is one example I given. Here you can see same thing divided by 0, invalid operations, and like this format exceptions, different exceptions is there. That's based on our code, we can give any exceptions like this. Okay. These are some invalid catch blocks. Here you can observe he is trying to put try catch exceptions. We need to mention only one. It's not possible to do. Okay. This is one more invalid catch block. I said no. Preference we need to use chain classes first, parent class. This is just like parent class. Null we need to null exceptions and invalid exceptions we need to keep the out. Remaining cap we need to keep down. Okay. This is also one type of error. That's why we kept separate. Next, finally nothing but this is a final block in central set deallocating memory. This is when I open the real-time project, that time I will show you what is the use of finally. This is just like I open connection string, the deallocation of connection string and files, this files reading, this and all. When I explain real-time project, that time I will show you this where we will need to use finally block. Just keep in mind now finally nothing but if you got exception also it will execute, if you don't have exception also it will execute. Finally nothing but deallocating the spaces, and if you use any memories in try block, it will deallocate the finally block. Okay. Nested try. Nothing but in same try block we are using one more try block. That's the nested try blocks. Just like sometimes what I need to do, I don't know divided by 0 exceptions or arithmetic exceptions, system exceptions. Just divided by 0 exceptions, arithmetic exceptions, and next system exceptions and exceptions like this exceptions. This and all I need to keep one block. This and all I need to keep one block like this. See, suppose here I am doing divided by 0. Something I am doing operation divided by 0 exception. I will keep one more thing, array operations I am doing. Array operation one more exception. Like this I can choose the number of operations. Finally I keep out exception. Means nothing but that's also no need, but if you want you can do like that. Multiple try. So suppose when I am using divided by 0, this one I will keep one exception, and when I am using array I will keep here. Finally one more open block. Here I will use one more tag. Like this if you want we can use. Based on your error that it will go to that particular exception. Okay. This is again nested try. Okay. Throw keyword, where you need to use throw keyword. Okay, this is the create customer exceptions. This customer exceptions I will explain afterwards. So this is when I am going to project level, how to create the customer exception. Customer exception means sometimes we need to read the data, the read data format is not good, that and all we need to write some exceptions. That and all we can do in customer exception. Customer exception nothing but see this and all related to some ISO. It is like this going flow. System divided by 0 automatic system exceptions and exceptions like this flowing going. But in between means I want to create my own classes for exceptions. We can create own classes. You can write your own exceptions. See sometimes password is invalid. This is our own exceptions. I want to meet password is 10 characters and some alphanumeric letters. That and all we need to write some exception list. We can do this. Okay. I will show you afterwards this create custom exceptions. Next, interface. Okay. First of all, why you need interface? Interface nothing but here no definition, no variable declaration, only declaration of any methods. Just like how is interface will work means normally how is our class? Just like class name. Suppose I am doing some addition of arithmetic operations. Public something int add in b comma in b and I am returning a plus b. Again public int subtraction in a comma into b return a minus b. Like this we are doing classes. This is a normal class example. But if you go to interface level, actually here we can create variables also. Public something int x equal to 0. Like this variables declaration and all we will do in class level. But interface level is not possible to create any definition of method. Only declaration methods you can do. Just like how this interface, just like keep in mind we are keeping I as a starting letter, but are creating classes and interfaces. Each and everything keep I is a capital letter. I nothing but we are in indicate. See suppose if I given all names, if you see I letter is starting letter with any name, then call as a interface. I something I giving mathematical. Okay. Interface I means I mathematical as an interface. Here open brackets, close bracket. Here variable declaration is not done. Okay, just like this. Public int is not done. And part of definition or formula of any method is not done. Only public int int subtraction of only declaration methods only we can do. It's just like we saw abstract class. Abstract class having some abstract methods, non-abstract methods. Means just like some methods we can only define, some methods we can define and declaration. Okay, that like. But here only declaration only have, we don't have definition. Means this method formula we don't have. Here difference. You can ask why we need to create separately like this interfaces and why you need to do. Actually it is increase the security level of applications. Actually if you go to big applications and all, sometimes I don't want to show to end user what I am going to do in formula level. Just like see addition of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers, what I am going to use in inside the formula a plus b or a minus b or a star b. That formulas I don't want to show end user. If I give interface tool there, they come to know what are the parameters they need to pass. Parameters answers, just like this I will create interface. For interface I will create where you need to develop, one more doubt, where we need to create this interface. Just we declare the here interfaces, where we need to develop this. That's we can develop in classes. Just like I will create one more class A, it is inheriting from this called inheriting from I math. Okay, here I am going to develop public int add int a comma int b and returning a plus b. Public int subtraction int a comma int b and return a minus b. Okay, now just like I created one interface, this interface I am developing here. What is the advantage of like this rule means, this suppose I will do restrictions up to here to end user. Okay, end user nothing but means to whom you are providing this application to end user. It's a lot of applications. Suppose in this .NET projects, not only one application we are doing, but we are providing to others we are doing. Just like sometimes I need to do arithmetic operations, sometimes I need to use scientific calculator. Scientific calculator for developing it is very difficult. We need to do lot of operations and all. Suppose we can take from third party. We can pay some amount, we can take third party. But if you take in third party, how they will do? They will do production level they will see own production level only. They will not do what the formula is there. They will not do this classes directly. They will give only this interfaces. Based on interface means user can see only interface. Means interface nothing but what are the data we need to pass to interface. Suppose I want to do addition of two numbers means what I need to provide. I need to take additional and I need to provide integer number 20, 30. And I can see what's the data it will return and where I need to store. I can store into something in X. This type of information is enough for end user. They don't want this information. Normal user. For suppose the hacking they want to do, they can separate. Like this. Suppose I want to do subtraction also. Just I want to know subtraction method and what are the parameters I need to pass, what it will return. That's why interface came to in picture. Interface nothing but it will give production level and it will not, in this interface don't have any variables declaration and don't have any method definition. Only declaration only is there. Okay, that definition and all we need to achieve into again chain classes. And one more features in using interface. Actually I told you before when I inheritance multiple types of inheritance. Just like single, multiple level, multiple and hybrid hierarchical like that. But multiple inheritance is not possible like that. Just like I have class A, class B, class C. Like these three classes is there. In D class I cannot inherit. Okay, this is not possible in C#. But one more thing, how it is possible? A, B, C and D. Like this is possible. Multi-level. This is multiple. Okay, multi-level means here to here, here to here, here to here. Multiple means like this. It's not possible. It's possible. But by using interface, you can achieve this one. This is also one more advantages in by using interface in C#. Thus we are going to see why to use interface. So like this, I have class father, class mother and class child. It is multi-level inheritance. Okay, this called I explained multi-level. Next, multiple. Father separate is there, mother subject is there, and I try to give child to father and mother at a time. When running time, it will show error. Normal. Here till I am using classes only, not interfaces, classes only. Keep in mind it's classes multiple inheritance is not possible. Okay, that's reason interface came to picture. This is a one default interface example. Okay, just like interface, how to create the interface by using interface keyword, we can create interface and we can give proper naming conventions. If you want to see suppose interfaces and classes a little bit confused, that's why give proper name. We are giving I is a capital letter first any interfaces. Just I store, afterwards I am given read and write. Here see don't have any access specifiers also. Okay. Defaultly all properties are public. See suppose what is the reason of that one is, one more reason is also there for why we are keeping public all the interface methods. If I give it private, how I can access and how I can develop the application. Accessibility issue. I cannot access in my child class. Okay, and here we don't have, suppose sometimes if I normally classes means I can give private. I can reuse my own classes in my classes only, its class itself. But interface itself I cannot use. Why? Because own interface don't have any definition, only declaration. That's why access specified is not possible in interface. All interface methods are public default. Okay, that's keep in mind. It is a very important also. See here, that's why we are not mentioned any access specified. It is defaultly public. Okay. Interface, again I one more compress. Next, here one more I created class. Just like I created interface, two interfaces in class. Okay, document I am inheriting from two interfaces. Just like I interface, I store, I compress, and I am developing here my definition. Okay. Now one more doubt will come. How to develop separately. See now I took two interfaces separately. I have inherited to one interface, and how to call. See suppose in here separate methods is there. In first I have read and write. In second I have compress and decompress method. Suppose if you having same names, in first interface also have read and write. In second interface also have read and write. How to call that method? That's again one more doubt. I will explain that next. Just now I have read and write one interface, compress and decompress is one more method. That all methods I developed into my class. See here, this is my class, here to here my class. In class I developed the read, write, compress, decompress. Now these are some features of interface. You just go through. Okay. Afterwards I will explain. This is the point. Just keep in mind. Actually, interface has again two types you can develop. That's I will show you. See here, observe. Okay, one more little bit change. Here, interface again two types you can develop. It's explicit and implicit. Okay, explicit nothing but we are giving proper naming convention and which interface that method is coming and how it is developed. Actually, here I show directly. Here I have two interfaces. I store and I compress. Two interfaces is there. This interface is directly adding read, write, compress, decompress, everything separate directly. This implicitly. Now here little bit change edit code. Just see. This is the interfaces again. Same interfaces, no change. Two interfaces we have. Again class. In class I store, I compress, means inheriting. Here see, I kept one more letter before read method. This is the my interface name. I store dot read, I store dot write. This one we can call it a explicit implementation. Okay, means fully name we are giving and we are writing the method code. Here see one more down. This is the implicit. Nothing but we are not giving any name. Directly we are giving method. This also is important question. They will ask what are the types of interface implementation. Two types. One is implicit and one is explicit. Implicit nothing but direct name we are providing. Explicit nothing but we are providing interface name dot that method name. Interface name dot that name. Okay. Where we can use this one method? I said no. If you have two methods, I have two interfaces. In two interfaces, I have same method name. That time it will take a picture. Why? Because see, suppose if you develop in two methods, means if you call anything, it will trigger. That's why we are pointing to first interface methods are these two, second interface methods are these two. Like this, we are separately we are pointing. Now I will show you that example. You understand any doubt interface? Just I will take example. Okay, now see. Okay, interface I store and I compress. Okay, here separate names are read and write separate. Here also compress, decompress separate methods. But I given here also name, here also name, field extra. Now in document directly given I store and I compress inheriting from onto my class, document class. Now this is the implicit method definition. That's why without any method name I directly defined here. Now these are the again implicit methods. Now this is the explicit. These are explicit. Now why you need to use the explicit means if I use like this, actually this explicit I am commenting right now. This I am commenting. This also I am commenting. Okay. Now I try to build. Okay, it's run properly. see here, for two interfaces I developed into one interface, but when I try to access separately, it is giving same output. This separately with this are what normal, but see here, store name is printing only one output only. But I created one object for my read, means just like store. One more thing, separately I created document, but both is giving same output. Now see, I want I created separate object, I compress, I created separate object. When I calling the name, automatically is calling same method only. But I want separate methods. When I call iStore, I want to print iStore name. When I call iCompress, I want to print iCompress. That time, see here one more error. Now this error it will not trigger now. When I creating object, now common methods I am hiding. Please wait 1 minute. Here it is iStore name. One more thing, down. This for iCompress. Separate methods I created. Now I have one more method separately named. Now when I try to build, success. Now come uncomment this one. Okay, here name is that's why it is building. Just I will comment. Yeah. Why? Because when I try to access my name, what is showing, name field is not there. Here, it's confusing which name I need to call. Actually, for one interface I created one name method. Again, one more name I created separately. When I create an object for my class, how it will be means just like in my first interface. It is my second interface. Again, first interface I have something read and write and name. Okay, name and write, read. Okay, this first interface, and second interface compress, decompress and name is there. Name method is there. When I use my main class, this is my class. Okay, here I am taking from here to here. I developed for separately read, I separate write and compress, decompress. I have written method separate. But when I come to picture, here also name is there, here also name is there. But how to develop? Actually, we can develop separately. How like that? Just like we can develop like this also. If you develop like this, we can directly create object for this one. We can call all methods. This is one way. One more way, I want for these two I have same definition means no problem, we can define like this. But I want separately this separate, this separate. That time what I need to do? This is called implicit implementation. Explicit implementation, just like this is store interface. This is something document interface. Okay. How to implement for this one? S dot name. That is D dot name. we can write this own definition here separately. But when I created object, now again difficulty will come. If I create an object for this entire class, I cannot access this two separately. Why? Because conflict will occur. Which name I need to call? That's why object also we need to point with this one and we need to call like this. Otherwise we need to point this one, we need to call like this. Means object we are creating for store to this one or document to this one. That's again separate. If you go for explicit condition, implicit means directly object we can create to this one. This example related to that one only. Now see, that's why this error occurred. Object dot name. Okay. Now see here, I said no. Read, write separately implemented. If you commonly implemented like this implementation will come, that time we can create object, we can access this method, no errors, still work it fine. But I want separate definition, but two methods means again we need to do explicitly nothing but that I store import that particular name like this. Same thing I compress that compress separate method. We created separate method. Now one more problem was how to call that method. If I created like this document object, it is not possible to call that one. That's why we are again point I store point into document, I compress point into document. That time how I am creating object with this one to this one, this one to this one. That time I can able to access this name separately. Now see, output was this is a very important, it's a very confusion topic also. Okay, keep in mind again, practice it. If you know any interface, they will ask what is difference between interface and abstract classes and why you need to do interfaces. If you do interfaces also, if I have in two classes same method names, how to I can call that methods, how I can define that methods. That's very important question. If you go any interface also, first means in hooks concepts, after hooks concepts, this question will rise. If you have two methods separately, how you can implement in main class and how to call. Sometimes I want two methods is only one definition. Just two diversions they will ask. How we can answer. That's very important here. See now output was for read separately printed, write separate printed, compress separate methods, decompress separate methods, name separate, store name separate, compress name separate. Before I showed store and compress are same outputs given. Now it is giving separate. That's the two ways. How if you want implementation, you can implement like that your way. Okay? You understood any doubt? This interface. Okay? But directly if you want to call this, okay, only one method you can call. If you want to separate means explicitly you can implement. Based on implementation, you can call the object separate. Okay? Next, collections. Almost hooks concepts, all hooks concepts we covered. Hooks concepts nothing but classes, objects, operators, abstraction, encapsulation, and inheritance, and polymorphism. Okay. Polymorphism, compile runtime, and interface, abstraction, encapsulation, and interfaces completed. These are up to hooks concepts completed. Now, collections. What is the meaning of collections? In real life, collections is nothing but gathering the information. Just like here, C# also, it is just like gathering the information related to different topics. Okay. As of now, we saw different variables, declarations, arrays, or something we saw separately. What are the variables? It's like in A, just like I'm storing 10 and in B 20. Like this I'm storing the data into my variable. Suppose I want to store some 100 students information or 100 values I want. How many variables I need to create? For 2 students details I created like this. For 100 I need to create 100 variables. Like I'm giving names as a 1, 2, 3, A 100, something 1000. That's IDs I created. For 100 details I want to store 100 variables. This 100 creates variables is very too much time. It's very difficult to handle. Suppose only 100 okay, you can create. If you time data also you can create. If you want to create 1000, again it will take entire day. That will be entire day also. If you work also it is not confirmed. But because sometimes you typing time is time will appear, names will change. That's all will problem. That's again we already learned arrays. If you want to store similar type of data, we can move into arrays. Okay, arrays nothing but one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I given arrays. Okay, int and array name is A, then storing 10. What is the problem? This problem was is declaration and memory alignment is very difficult. Again arrays is came to picture. Arrays also, what is the problem? Arrays nothing but it is also, it will store how much data you want. You can store array and you can do whatever you want operations, or you can do array. But so what is the problem of arrays? It is not length problem. It is fixed length. How much you given 10? It is only 10 units. It is not increased automatically. Problem that. That's why again we introduce collections. Okay, collections. This collections nothing but again it will just like same related to arrays only, but it will show it will increase automatically memory space. And this int that arrays means it is not a disordered, but wherever based on your requirement you can go for variables or arrays or collections. Okay, but what is the disordered is based on these two. Arrays are it will not grow automatically, collections it will grow automatically. Okay, based on your. But arrays want to store multiple data is very difficult. Just like I want to store, say suppose I want to carry, just like my student, in the student I have name, cell number, email, address, something, username, password. Like this, in this much fields I want to carry. Carry nothing but one method I want to pass. This carry nothing but here C#, just like we are passing the data. Our one class to one class, or one project to one class, one project to database. Like this, different ways we need to insert the data. If you want to carry this much information, means this is one student information. This into I want to pass 100 students information. That time what is the problem will occur? How many arrays I need to create? First arrays for name purpose one array I need to create. For cell number, email, address, username, password. Separate I need to create arrays. That arrays I need to pass. That's very difficult. Instead of libraries, we can go for collections. It's a different way. Collections is there. Here we can go into cover the collections. Okay. Here again, generic and non-generic collections. Generic means nothing but it will. I will explain generic collections. Now it is non-generic collections. Again, collections divided into generic and non-generic collections. Next. So here, every collection class implemented by allinoneweb interface. This allinoneweb nothing but it is again link concept. I will explain that when I am going to link concept. Allinoneweb. Okay. This is the separate collections. Non-generic class examples, collections examples. It is no collections. Under the collections, it is generic collections and non-generic collections. Okay, these non-generic collections again different types. That's called array list, sorted list, stack, queue, hash table, bit array. Okay, based on our requirement, we can choose whatever you want. Okay, one by one, we are going to cover separate. This all, if you want to use collections, which namespace you need. As of now, we saw only system using system namespace. Now we are going to create separate. We are going to use separate namespaces. See here, actually first I want to print console.writeLine or console.readLine, console.read. This and all purpose, which namespace you use? Using system. Okay, this and all related to using system namespace. But here, this is the system.collections namespace include following non-generics. Okay, for same thing we use like this. No, for this purpose we need to use that system.collections namespace. That under the system.collections, these are the parts. Okay. Now array list, sorted list, stack, heap, queue, and hash table. These are separate. Now array list first. Okay, array list is a non-generic type of collections in C#. It can be contain elements of any data types. Any data type means just like integer, string, float, or anything. Just like how this array, if you declare int, it will take integer. If you take string, float, like this, whichever. Like this here also, just similar to an array. It is similar to an array, and except that it is grow automatically. It is similar to array, but except it is automatically grow. Array it will not grow automatically, but array list it will grow automatically. Okay. Unlike an array, you don't need to specify the size of array list. Here, unlike array list, we are specifying array size each and every time. But array list, no need to specify any size. Why? Because it is automatically will grow based on your requirement. Okay. Now, this is here what I'm going to explain in I think so almost here 5 array list means non-generic collections and collections also almost 5 will come. Totally 5 different types will come. The types I will explain how to declare the array list, means the definition, how to initialize and how to assign the data, how to retrieve the data, how to display the data. Okay. This is the how to initialize the array list. Now how to declare the array list? Array normally array open brackets and close brackets, inside the size, array name, and what data type you are using. That's a normally array declaration. Same thing variable declaration, just like int a we are assigning what you want to assign the variable. Like that in array list also, how to declare. Array list is a one keyword, predefined keyword. Afterwards we are giving name as a my array list, and we are giving equal to new array list. This is the initialization of array list. What are the predefined properties? Some predefined methods. Methods nothing but just like how you are creating methods, just like for addition, subtraction, or inserting the data, deleting the data, updating the data. How we created for one class method. For each and every classes also they are having their own methods. Just like I showed no exceptions. Except for system exception they are having exception message, exception stack value, or line number, like this different methods is there. Here also is having different methods array list. That methods are capacity, count, is fixed size, is read only, items, and that are the properties. Next methods are add range, insert range, just like remove range, remove at, sort, reverse, contains, clear, copy, and get range, index of to array. Means seeing the names only we can come to know what is meaning. First, capacity. I click declare one array list. How to declare array? Array list name equal to new array list. That's the declaration of array list. This the why you need to use capacity. Capacity nothing but I already inserted the data into my array list. I want to know what's my array list capacity. And next count. How many elements actually? Okay. Next is fixed size. Actually here one more property is see add range. This and all when you give range we can find is fixed size. Means array list also if you want to give one more property for fixed size if you want to allow you can give is fixed. Means we can provide is fixed true or false. It will give return value. Okay, next is read only. What is the meaning of read only? Means it's only possible to read the data. It's not possible to write the data. Once if you write it, it's not possible to write the data. Only read only. That's the properties we can provide. Okay. Next item. Item is nothing how many items we are providing. That's next methods down. This is the main important topics. Again add range and insert range, remove range and remove or sort reverse like this. Add nothing but I initialize the array but I want to push the data into my array. For that purpose we can use add range. Again insert. For insert in specific place or specific value. If you want to insert, you can use insert. Remove. I already insert the data into my array list, but I want to delete the some items from my array list. I want to remove and remove at where specific place if you want to remove, you can use remove at. Next sort. Sort nothing but it is order way. Suppose in array list, just like I created array list something obj new something array list I created like this object. I obj dot add 10 obj dot add 20 obj dot add 50 obj dot add something 30 obj dot add 5. Yeah, like this different order I added. My order values are 10, 20, 50, 30, 5. It's not order based, but I want to display order based. The purpose you can use sort and reverse. Like this different methods. Sorting order is there. I want to print sometimes descending order. Here only sort is there, no descending, no ascending. Sort nothing but ascending value, small to big. But I want to print differently. This is my array list. Okay. Here sorting nothing but first I want ascending order. That purpose what I can use sort. Just like if I do sort, what will print 5, 10, 20, 30, 50. But I want descending order. Reverse. If you do reverse, it will do descending. That's why there are mentioned again one more ascending or descending. That's why they mention reverse. See, suppose this ascending descending, but I want this items only reverse. Again we can use reverse. But I don't want to order wise. What I enter the data only I want to reverse. That time no need to use sort or reverse. Just like we can use reverse, we can use reverse. Okay. Next clear copy to nothing but one place copy or get range. How many values is there if you want to find get range. And index of nothing but I want to find this 50 where it is, which place based on the index of I. Next to array. If you want to convert this to our array, that's called to array. If you want to convert to array. Okay, here different is there. Just one by one I will explain. I will take one example. Okay. add element to array. Okay. See here, I declare first array. Okay. After array, I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4.5. What is the meaning of this one? It is allowing any type data type. Integer first 1 I given, string 2 I given, 3 as again integer, 4 as a decimal point. That's why array list it will allow any type of data type. Okay, you understand? Our arrays it will not allow any different types of data. It will allow only integer or string like that. That's why we are mentioning integer or string array like this when declaration time. But here when you declaration time it's no, you are not mentioning any type of particular data type. That's why it is allowing integer, string, float or any data type. Okay. See again one more data array I added. Array 2, array name as a array list 2, again array list 2. For that one I added 100 and 200. Now here as of now we saw add. Now we can see here add range. What is the meaning of here? Entirely first array, second array I am pushing into array 2. See here array list 1 dot add range array list 2. Here I already declared array 1. Array 1 how many elements is there? 4 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. These are 4 elements. In second I have 2 elements 100 and 200. But what I am doing here, array list 1 dot add range array list 2. In array list already 4 is there, again I am pushing into 2 elements. That's called add range. Here next array list in one place only initialization and initialization values assigning, just like array list, and I given array list and I'm assigning the values. This is one more way to initialize and assign the values. Next, access. What is the meaning of access? Reading. As of now we push the data into arrays, but again we need back. That's called access. Okay, that purpose here I declare the array, I push the data. Next what I did here, I am accessing the data, but keep in mind arrays no need to use converters, but array list we need to use converters. Why? Because it's a non-generic type. Generic means similar. Generic, what is the meaning of generic? Similar type of data it will store. But array list will store any type of data. Means integer it will store, strings, floats, decimal, any times it will store. That time when converting to my array list to my variables, here I have array list like this. This variable to I want to store my variables. That time definitely I want converters, implicit conversion. Okay. See here, that's why for integer first element, here I am using converter. Converter nothing but here we can use open bracket int. What is the meaning of open bracket int means? What is the data having in array of 0, I am using converter, I am converting into integer. Same thing, string I am using to string, integer, float. Definitely we need converters. For array means list of lists, this non-generic list. Again generic list no need, I will explain after the generics when I am going to cover generics. These are the non-generics. Non-generics means we need to do typecast when you use it. Okay. Here one more keyword we can see, where. I think so already we covered yesterday or day before yesterday. Where nothing but it will store any type of data type. Okay. This in array list, generic list and link queue, where is a more important keyword. Why? Because each and every time no need to convert like this integer and all, they will use directly where keyword. Where nothing but it will store any type of data. That's why no need to convert, we can use where. This is the iteration. Iteration nothing but iterate in the values from 1 to I want to iterate 1 to 100 means I can give starting point is 1, ending point was 100. I am iterating. But here how to iterate? Just like array list I want to iterate. I have data, I push the data into my array. But I want to iterate and I want to display to end user. The purpose we are using iterations. Just like we can call it the topic iteration. The purpose what are the we are using? For each and for loop. Actually array also we use iterations for printing the. Here also we are using array iteration purpose. Means I want to iterate the data from my array list. I want to display to end user. That's called for each and for loop. Here I declare the array. I push the data 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Afterwards I am printing the console.writeLine. What I data enter into my array list I am printing by using for loop. For each and down we can see for each loop, for loop. Okay. Next, insert element. What is the meaning of add and insert? Add nothing but it will add sequentially. Insert nothing but wherever you want particular place. Okay, you understood? Add nothing but it will insert one by one. But I now add range I did add 1, 10, 20, 50, 35 added. But I want to insert my data into this place. Here I want to insert one more element called 40. That time insert will take care. That's called insert syntax. You can see little bit change. Here I added add range. First I used add 1, 2, 3, 4.5 added. Now by using second syntax, see here. Okay. Insert. In first place I am adding second item. In second place, first what is the call of 1 and 2? It is index points. This called what the data you are going to insert. And here second was again index, 100 was where you are going to what value you are going to index. That's called. Okay. Next, insert range. Insert range nothing but add visa, add range visa. Add range nothing but it will add nothing but add in the data. Add range nothing but it will wherever or after it will add. But insert range nothing but wherever if say suppose I have two arrays. In first array I have 10 elements, second array I have 10 elements. All 10 elements I want to insert in between of first array. That time we can use add insert range. Okay, remove. Remove nothing but removing the data from particular elements. Next, remove at where you want to remove particular position. That's remove. Again, remove range from where you want to remove. Sort nothing but sort in the data. Reverse nothing but reverse order. And ascending order, that's based on our reverse ascending order they printing. Check is check nothing but what is the meaning of check? Checking that particular value is already. Suppose I have data 1 to 100. I want to check my 50 element is there or not. That purpose we can use check. Next, one more is sorted list. That is again topic. I will cover that one. Now I will go to one example. Okay, array list. And here sometimes what I will do, wait. Okay, here we can observe one more reference I added as a file. Here reference files collections dot. Actually I will create here one more folder, just like files, how to create folder, just like add, this file not there, I will afterwards we can go and get in the files. Okay, this is the reference I given, collections dot. Okay, yeah, I showed different examples is there here. See, it's asking actually by upside namespace I missed. As of now I used only system. I said here for array list, miss list, non-generic list, we need to use system dot collections. That system dot collections missing, that's why it is throwing error down. Okay, if you want, sometimes if you don't know namespace also, just if you got error space, no, sometimes if you here you can get some blue symbol. If you right click on blue symbol, it will come one pop-up. We can use here using select collections. It will give what are the namespace we can use for this topic. It give automatically, it will add a namespace the upside. Just go and see that the namespace added. Okay, you can observe. Without creating, you can add it. Now I am commenting down one. Okay, here array list, one example for just adding purpose, how to add the data. This is the example for adding the data. This is one more array list, second array list. This add range. Now just wait, I will show you is added or not. Yeah, up to here I am commenting. Yes, came to main method. F11 I initialize array. Just go and see. Count is 0. As of now, no data added. If I enter outside first elements, we can see first data is added. 0 is equal to 1 value. This is called index. This is called values. Okay. Added 2 elements. Now do you want to see 1, 2. Okay. How many elements added? 4 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Now this is one more array I am declaring. Here also 100 and 200. In my first array 4 elements, second array 2 elements. Now add range. In array list I added add range. Now do you want to see add range of array list? Start 6. Means what I did, 2 arrays I created. In first array 4 elements is there, second array 2 elements is there. The 2 elements I am pushing into first element. Now first array is got 6 elements. Thus you can see 6 elements. Add range nothing but it will add end of first array. That is add range. Now what I am doing here, for loop, for each loop. Entirely I am printing. stage first value is printed, second value, third value, fourth value, fifth value, sixth value printed. Okay, this is the add range and iteration we covered now. Okay, I'm commenting this one. Okay, now I'm taking this one. I said no, first array and iteration time we need to use casting by using index. This call array list also starting index was 0 to n minus 1, length minus 1. Okay, same thing by using var keyword. You understood now? Next, insert. Insert and insert range. Insert I will show you afterwards. Just insert.